So excited to chat with you today about Naomi, especially because Nathan has a pretty big episode this upcoming week. So that's super exciting to see. So first off, I wanted to ask you, this is the first time that we do get to see a lot of Nathan, and really just not even Nathan, you know, and his relationship to Naomi, but just like Nathan himself. So, what can you tease about his background that we are going to learn more about this week, or next week, rather?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you definitely see his background is, living as an army brat and growing up as one. And yeah, like I think it's very interesting that his uh, favorite place is Germany and that he's been around the world. And it's kind of funny that I mentioned Germany in that scene because that was actually an idea that I had from the beginning because that would make sense for an army brat to be uh, for his family to be stationed there, you know. So yeah, it's kind of funny because me personally, I go to Germany all the time because my mom is German
Oh,
and
wow.
I speak German and all that. So I just love that they added that in there. So in the next episodes, you'll really see like how he was raised by, a soldier and, someone who's around the military background.
Yeah, yeah. And we've kind of seen this tension between Nathan and Anthony most of the season. And it kind of, I guess I'll say it kind of comes to a head a little bit in this episode as they learn more about each other. So what can you tease about their dynamic and kind of what they learn from each other in this episode?
What can I tease about their dynamic? Ooh, that it ain't gonna get too pretty. That's all I gotta say. They both like the same girl. It's quite a competition. I mean, especially since there's even another girl in the mix.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of every person for themselves.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I talked to Casey back for the premiere, and I was saying how like there's a lot of complicated. It's not a triangle. It's not a quadrangle at this point. It's just a love, I guess, bubble at this point. And it's like every man woman for themselves. But I do think that at least in the scenes that you shared with Anthony, it was like, okay, well, I don't know you. But I think at this point, even though the tension may, still exist to some degree, I think they do at least have a better understanding of each other, you would say, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. Like sometimes you got to keep your friends close, your enemies closer.
Yeah.
And this is very much the case. And I definitely agree with you that there will there is some understanding when it comes to tension between our characters. But at the same time, we want the same girl. We want her. Yeah.
And this is your first major TV role. So how does it feel to, your first major role being a DC Comics show on a major network from executive producer Ava DuVernay as, as an up and coming actor? I'm sure that's like, kind of like a dream gig. What was the experience like, even just being on the show and it having this type of pedigree?
Oh, it's been amazing. I couldn't be more grateful. I mean, I expected maybe my first big role to be, a guest star or a small part on a movie, but I've actually never done that. So this was probably the best learning experience I could have had because I was on set a lot, over the past 6 months, and it's just been my school, and it's going to prepare me for the rest of my life. It's been amazing, and I'm honored.
I feel like most people usually get like, a soap opera gig or like a Law and Order SVU guest star role. It's like the first entry, but pop out already and be a series regular. That's huge. It's really huge.
Hell yeah. Yeah, of course. It's been amazing.
And you touched on a little bit about some of your own background was kind of pulled for the character of Nathan as far as Germany. What are some other similarities and differences that you think that you share with the character?
Well, definitely the fact that we're both athletic. I grew up playing sports and doing karate and swimming and baseball. I was pretty much dragged into it, but I loved it. Like Nathan loves soccer, and um, I think we're both very understanding, especially when it comes to communicating with women, because we both grew up with women around the house. Like I have a sister and a mother, and you know, um, I think we both relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And even though, this is Naomi's show, I mean, it is called Naomi, but I really like the dynamic of, I guess this like ragtag Scooby-Doo sort of gang that travels with her and like goes to investigate these mysteries and things. What's been your experience like working with an ensemble? Because it's a pretty big ensemble that's on this show. What's your experience been like working with the cast during filming?
Oh, it's been amazing. We just get along, all of us, and it's very rare. I've heard that even happens. That there's usually like drama on set, and then he did this to who, and all that. But there's none of that. Thankfully, that we all we all like the same things, which is also great, and we bond because of that. And yeah, like for example, I used to work at a rock climbing place, and once we got there, I thought, hey, my rock climbing career is over. But Aiden and Will were the ones who actually suggested that we go rock climbing. And I didn't even bring up the fact that I worked at a place. So I kept it up, and we all just had so much fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned as an actor while being a part of the show?
The biggest thing I've learned as an actor, well, it's definitely the technical side of being on set. For example, when the cameraman wants me to be in a certain place for a certain angle. I wasn't really used to that, and sometimes I would just, because I'm used to just like freely acting, doing whatever I want. But
Yeah.
then sometimes like I wouldn't have my hand in shot, and I would take that adjustment. So that's definitely the side of acting that I learned the most.
Yeah. What has the fan reception been like so far this season? Naomi is a newer character in DC Comics canon, but she has a ton of fans. Like even when the show was first announced, people were like, "Okay, we've been waiting for." I think this almost may be the quickest character that's been introduced to like be adapted for television. It's like super super quick. So how has the response been from DC Comics fans and just fans of the show in general? Have you felt the love as the episodes go on?
Yeah, I definitely feel the love. I go on Twitter and I see these fans reacting to Nate.
Yeah. And all the memes and like they have the fan cams and like stan accounts. Like there are stan accounts for like Naomi and Nathan. There's stan accounts for Naomi and Lourdes. There's like a lot, a lot, a lot.
Yeah, no, and it's been amazing seeing that. That's the first, like, I've never gone through that. And it's so flattering. I see edits now that they make. I've seen a couple where it's me and Naomi, and and they add like music into it, and they're really good at it. Actually, they're talented out there.
Yeah, like I don't see how people honestly have the, well, first of all, not the time, but also the skill set just to like sit down and be like, hey, this is my favorite TV show, and I'm gonna I'm gonna make a video by video, and then they'll have full accounts just dedicated to the show and to the characters. That's pretty wild.
It's wild. I love it.
And what can you tease about the rest of the season? Like, what are some things that you're excited for fans to see in the coming episodes without giving away any information, but generally speaking, what are you excited for fans to see?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for fans to see more Scooby Gang action. We've had so much fun doing that, and it gets cool. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I also am looking forward to fans seeing the evolution of Nathan and Naomi together, and what we go through.
Yeah. And not I'm asking you this not knowing what's to come in the season or in the show, but as you yourself, Daniel, do you think that Naomi and Nathan are in game?
Well, I would like for them to be endgame. I think Nathan understands her a lot. He understands her very well, and Naomi's feeling Nathan, so why not?
I will say with
Again, I mean, Lourdes and Naomi would be cool,
but
but
yeah, that's where I mean, for what I've been trying to track fan response to it, and I know that pair. I mean, Nathan and Naomi has like a big fan base too, but the Lourdes and Naomi pairing tends to get a lot of the fans like very excited about that possibility.
yeah, oh, for sure.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me, and I can't
Thank
wait for the world to see this episode. We finally get to see more Nathan on Naomi, so I know a lot of fans are waiting for that. So congrats in advance for the onslaught of fan reactions that are certain to come after this episode. But thanks to you, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.